Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for Shaman King episode number 40, and it's just the wrapping up of the fight that started last week. Team The Ren versus three members of that other faction of the Power of Three. I can't remember the name at all. But it's basically just the wrapping up of the fight. Not really much going on there, but there is a few key things that was mentioned within this episode which I want to talk about and what I think they possibly mean, and just like points of interest, my points of interest. So let's get into it. So one of the first things I want to mention about this episode is that for this group, the Garabar, I think, honestly I can't remember the name, but through Rio, we learn about, in this group they have four different kinds of guardian spirits. The Buddhas, two others that I can't remember, and the Wisdom Kings. And the reason why I'm mentioning this now is because I remember Rio saying that it's only the Wisdom Kings that are allowed to use force, and I took this to mean that only the shamans that use the Wisdom Kings are the only ones that are allowed to fight, like physical fight, punches, kicks, all that good stuff. And so that made me just wonder, how are the other members of this group going to fight? It could be mental attacks. That's all I've got really. But that line just completely made me wonder, how is it these other groups are going to attack if they can't use brute force, as it was mentioned. Another thing that I want to mention as well about this episode as well is that so basically everyone's powered up within Team The Ren. Everyone's powered up. We learn that before this fight, I don't know, oh no, wait, ooh, I wonder how long they actually did spend. But we basically learned that prior to this fight, they did some training and they got stronger. Everyone's rocking new oversouls. Well, except Chocolove. Yeah, he had his upgrade not too long ago. Everyone's rocking new oversouls, and they were trained by Chocolove's other guardian ghost. And I like his guardian ghost. It's like a wise old man kind of vibe. That's the kind of vibe I get from him. From the guardian ghost. He's got the wise old man kind of vibe. And he said that while he was training them, don't worry about time. Time is of the essence here. So we're in a good space. So I wonder how long they spent training. But they basically leveled up and got their new oversouls, obviously, except for Chocolove. And it was mentioned before they did this training by Ren as well that Chocolove was the strongest out of the three. And that really threw me off, because it's Ren. The thing that really threw me off, because I thought, you thought that Ren was the strongest of them. Maybe Chocolove second, maybe how third, but you might have had those two interchange depending on who you like more. But I would have never have thought that it would have been Ren to be the bona fide number two. And I don't know if that's the case now after the trainings take place. So because they both died relatively the same time, and I thought Ren was the stronger of the two then, and maybe he was. But then that leads to the question of, how come Chocolove's Zenkai boost, if you will, was more than Ren's Zenkai boost? But yeah, it's just basically the whole thing threw me off when Ben was like, yeah, that Chocolove's the stronger one. And I'm wondering if that is still the case now after the training, after they got the new oversouls. So there was that. So the fight was alright. It wasn't the greatest of fight. Obviously we had this Ren going all out, trying to find the weakness, trying to find a weakness, so enable to his team to finish off the fight. And we see him using the Shaman Oracle. We've seen that attack so many times, and it just makes me wonder, I know for Ren, obviously, because he hasn't had the teachings of the book, but see some other techniques from the book, please. We see some other techniques from the book, please. Thank you. But yeah, so we see him go through all of that, trying to stuff with the weakness, all up until the point where he uses his new oversoul, and he is now then able to hit what he couldn't hit before. I don't quite understand how that worked. If you know, let me know in the comment section. But he was able to do it basically. And Sokolov probably was capable of the same, but them two, Ren and Sokolov, how I see it is that they played dummy in order to awaken what we see from Trey within this episode. And the way I see it is that his lineage, because the way I see it is that the older something is, well, even Shaman King, the way I see it is that the older something is, and the more history it has and all that kind of stuff, the powerful it can be. And because Trey's family has so much history, so much lineage, that holds power, and that leads to his power up within this episode, this new oversoul that we see within this episode. But I don't think that is yet his full potential. I think there's still there more to unlock. And the reason why I think this at this present moment in time is because we still don't know all of Trey's backstory. He even says himself, like, you know, that there's some stuff that I haven't told you guys yet. I will tell you guys eventually. So I feel like the new oversoul was unlocked within the fight. He started working towards that within the training. Didn't quite get it yet. It was unlocked within this fight, but there's still more for Trey that we can. There's still more that we can get from Trey, which would be unlocked via us learning his history. Us learning his history, and you know, something will happen for him there. But you know, as we discover his history, that's when Trey is going to level up again. I think that's what I'm reckoning anyway. And probably the last thing, obviously they win the fight. Obviously, yeah. Obviously, that was a given. We need to see Team the Red versus Team the Yo. But yeah, that was a given. So what I found interesting as well is that upon Yo seeing that Ren has a new oversoul, he then felt the need to go and train. So I am wondering, wait, hold on, shouldn't I know this? Guys in the comment section, reminds me of Yo's Furioku level. The last time he was told it, he does mention it, but I can't remember how much he said. But I remember that Ren's is now currently at 55,000. That was said within this episode. So is Ren stronger than Yo? Please let me know in the comment section, because I'm thinking to myself, Yo was so worried that after seeing Ren's new oversoul that he said to Yakumo, guys, we need to go train. We need to go train now. So I'm thinking, you know, who's stronger at the moment? It would make sense if Ren was stronger, because why would Yo panic? You know, he's got spirit of the sword, and he's pretty savvy. So, and he's read the teaching. So yeah, why would he worry? So yeah, I'm thinking Ren's probably stronger at the present moment in time. But yeah, they take off. Very tactfully on Yo's part as well, because Anna says, like, you know, if they stayed, I'd have put them through more intensive training. So they will probably, maybe, because there's that thing in the trailer, and I'm wondering, when is Yo gonna learn that? So they're probably going to work towards that, and obviously Ryu and Vouts will get their own new oversouls as well, probably, I'm guessing. So the last thing I want to talk about is that I think that not only is Howl, sorry, whoa, I was supposed to say how, but we know, as we do on here on Manga etc., Zeke obviously, we know, has been trying to recruit people to join his squad, and we know why, because he wants people to be able to deal with the patch members while he goes to become Shaman King. Make it easier for him to become Shaman King. But it seems like the other group, I forget their name, are also trying to do some recruiting as well. So I feel like she, the leader, is going to try and recruit. I'm not sure if it's just Trey they want, or the whole of Team the Ren, to recruit them. And for some reason, I see them not necessarily draining, but doing some sort of training under her, getting stronger, and then leveling up there. Maybe, nah, I take that back. I'm not even gonna finish that thought. But yeah, do some training through her and getting stronger through that means. And yeah, the reason why I also think that this is kind of possible is because we do see Ren's sister, you know, chilling with them. I can't remember if no, she wasn't there. But yeah, I do think it is a possibility. But yeah, other than that, I haven't got more to say on this episode. I'm going to give it a 3-star rating and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.